everyone, welcome back. It's Rachel with Living the Journal Life. Today we are back in my reading journal, which you haven't seen for a while. So how I thought we would do today is a flip through of everything I have so far and a recap of the last few months, and then we will set up for the month ahead, which is October, getting a little spooky. So let's start off with a quick flip through of everything I have done in this book so far. This amazingly gorgeous journal is from Archer and Olive. I love everything about it. It's got that like raw edge on the end, and it's got that really thick paper. Someday I will write my name in it. It is not that day yet, but someday I will write my name in it. I need to update my index. It is woefully behind, but I do have an index. This is my book bracket. It's a little broken, but so far it's fun. I will probably do something different for 2025, but for this year, it's fine. I added a couple more 5-star reads to my 5-star read list, which I'm very excited. Still don't have anything on my did not finish list. I am halfway through Old Man's War and the Expanse series, and I bought the third book in another series so I can finish that one. This is just every book that I have read so far this year. I am not a fast reader. I know there are people that have book journals that read this many books in a month. I am not that person. I am doing the Adventure Year of Choices from Book Roast, and I will link her in the description below. It is a year-long reading challenge, and twice a year she does a readathon. So there's everything. You get a character and you get a guild, and I am working on my first year of becoming a crafts mage. So this was the first semester, and the second semester was in September. And I managed to finish 2 books and use a whole bunch of scrolls to make that appropriate. This is my other reading challenge. It is Books and Planners. She is on Instagram and YouTube. I will also try and remember to link her below. It's been a fun reading challenge. I just started in April because I was not loving my old reading journal and I didn't want to go back. So it was like, move forward, be as simple as you need to be. And I kept it simple for a very long time. June's the first month that I really sort of put any effort in. Of course, using lots of fun washi and stuff from Archer and Olive and some of my craft journaling supplies. June was a good reading month. I read 3 books. I started doing better book reviews where I actually write down my thoughts. I will not give spoilers in the video, but if you read my pages, there could be spoilers. I don't know. I wouldn't read if you don't want spoilers. Graveyard Book was my first 5-star read of the year. I was so glad it finally got me to I'm very stingy with my 5 stars. 4 stars is I loved this book. So there's a lot of books that I have genuinely really enjoyed this year. But 5 stars, I'm going to read this over and over for the rest of my life. And the Graveyard Book is definitely one of those I can see picking up again and again. September, I tried something new. I just wrote down the numbers and did a little dot for what book I was reading that day. I tend not to read multiple books at a time. Again, this is my crafts mage, and these are all the scrolls that I had to buy. I finished the semester, I got my 50 guild points, but I had to spend 55 points to get there. It's a really fun reading challenge, and if you don't spend a week traveling and then get COVID and have just shenanigans happen, you can probably easily finish it. I had shenanigans. So this is how my September went. I filled this in after the fact, again, because of all the things mentioned, and I love the 6 of Crows. I reread it, and I couldn't bring myself to read any other book. I had to reread The Crooked Kingdom, and I was so glad I did. There's some books when you read them, they actually get better, and that's what I experienced with 6 of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. They were definitely 4.5-star books, but on this reread, it was perfection to me. I wasn't annoyed by the characters being the characters, which my last read through, there was one of the characters that I was like, oh, he is so unlikable. And this time I just let him be unlikable in my head, and it was such a great read through. So, October. I am hoping to get at least one manuscript read for work. We'll see how that happens. Again, I got the plague. I'm still recovering from the plague, and this is the second time I've had it, and it affects my eyesight. So I'm having a lot of trouble reading, and that's fine for the books because I can just also get the audiobook from the library or purchase it, and then I can read with my ears. But when it's a manuscript that is unpublished, I have an indie publishing company. I can't do that. So we're hoping to get at least one manuscript read this month. It would be much better if I get 2 read, but I think that's a pipe dream at this point. And then I want to read at least 2 books, one for each of my reading challenge, a year in Aldia or a year of choices, and then the one that I chose for the Books and Planner reading challenge. Both of those I will link in the description, so if you want more information, if you're looking for a new reading challenge. The Books and Planners is just a group of people on Facebook, and it's very low stress, very low key, and it's a very fun group. And then the year of choices is it's book roast on everything. I think she's on all the social medias. It is a much more complicated, she's developed this rich world where you make a character and you join a guild and there's guild points, and it's a whole living, breathing world that does take a little bit more effort to figure out. So depending on your mood, I like having both. I like having what feels like a friend group, low stress, very low key sort of people to read books with. And then I like the one that's a little bit more challenging. It's a lot more people. It's a lot more intricate. There's, you're really thinking about your character and what your character would do. And there's a lot more role-playing aspect to it, which I find very enjoyable. Also, everybody I have come across in the Discord group and online has been amazing. So also some really great people in both groups, but just a very different feel. One feels much smaller and more intimate. One feels like a very big and more intense sort of experience. Although there's only 2 really intense months, and those are over for the year. So if you just wanted to join the group for the last couple of months, it would be a very different experience than if you're there for readathon months. So I'm just drawing out a 4x5 square for each day. And I know I went past because October ends on a Thursday, so I shouldn't have that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will fix it. I know there's a lot of, I smudged the page and all this. I'm in pain, guys. I have some really crippling arthritis right now. Don't look too closely at my hands because they're a mess. I just wanted to be a real person. I can't be a perfect person right now. I can't draw a straight line to save my life right now. I am in a world of hurt, and I almost didn't make these because a lot of the book journals that I see online are so beautiful and so perfect, and there's nothing perfect about mine. And I figured that that's exactly what the internet needs. There's a whole bunch of us that are having some physical problems or some mental health problems, and we can't have that kind of perfection. So I wanted you guys to know this is how I do mine. I'm just going to sticker bomb and washi bomb it, and that's how I'm going to do my decoration. And I'm not going to stress out about what I can't fix and how not perfect it is, because it is imperfectly, perfectly me. So that's why I decided to upload this. I really went back and forth as to whether or not I wanted to share my really wobbly lines and my really wobbly hands, and I just decided that there might be at least one person out there who has wobbly hands and wobbly lines that would appreciate seeing something. So these sticker books I got like a bazillion years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago at Michael's. I doubt you can find them now, but they were fun and they've lasted me for years. I keep just using them any chance that I get in October's, and I still have tons of them. They're very Halloween themed, like very Halloween-y. So that's why I still have them years later. And of course, I had to use some of this Archer and Olive washi. You guys will be seeing this in a haul. My haul is coming up on Saturday, and it is extraordinarily epic. There are so many good things in that haul. Last month was an amazing month for spending money. It really was. But I wanted to bring in all of these spooky vibes and red moon and bats and these glow in the dark, which I have not taken a picture of them in the dark, but I'm very excited to see them all spookified. And they have a very cool, I like the Archer and Olive glow in the dark washis because they have a really fun texture. And I've been enjoying using them specifically, even if I don't ever see them glow, because of that texture. So one of these sticker books was like a nature witch sort of theme, so I've got the snakes out of there, just because one of the characters in Children of Virtue and Vengeance is a little slippery to me, feels a little snake-like. And the Starling House, I have just started reading it and it is creepy, and so I figured that there's gotta be something creepy and scary and maybe a little slithery coming out of this story eventually, because we're working our way there. It's creepy, but nothing overtly creepy yet. But I have a feeling that the creepy is coming. And the prompt for this month in the Year of Choices, which is the more intricate readathon that I am doing, and the prompt was a house or a setting is a character. And I was like, oh, that's actually rather difficult. And I stumbled upon the Starling House, and the house is definitely a character. I would say it is a main character, so that makes me very excited. If nothing else, I did choose the perfect book for the prompt. There's been, I think it was once or twice this year when I thought I was fulfilling the prompt, but when I got through the book, I was like, was that really fulfilling the prompt, or am I stretching? And I mean, nobody's policing me. You do what you want. It's just for fun. But if I had to get graded on a couple of my choices this year, I would probably get a C- on at least one of them. So I'm just going through and picking out some spookiness. I chose that really, really large sticker because I smudged the page. And I put the Stay Wicked in the corner because I really went past the edges there, and I wanted to disguise it. So if you have wonky lines and smudge your page, and don't mess it up. Don't like freak out about it. Don't go over whiting out everything. Just don't stress yourself out about it. Throw a sticker on it. It'll be fine. No one will know. Nobody needs to see this except for you. Unless you go making videos on the internet, and then I'm sure I will watch your video and be like, oh yeah, embrace the wonky lines. I'm with you. I'm there. Even when I use a ruler, I have wonky lines. I feel like that might be some sort of superpower, like that I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. And I did find a place to use this washi. It fit perfectly over those extra boxes. I wanted to use it earlier, but I couldn't figure out where. That washi card that I just used to cut it was made by my friend, and it is so cute. So I just wanted to add a couple of like things that scream Halloween, like a little candy corn or a pumpkin, so that I mean, I'm not going to forget that that's Halloween, but I wanted to add a couple more tiny Halloween things. And this is pretty much it for my setup. Hopefully I'll read more than these 2 books, but we're starting small. We're starting attainable. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to know what you're reading. If you've read anything good, do you have any spooky reads? Let me know all the things. I will see you guys in the next one. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.